So I need a sticker on this one. Perhaps we put too much technology and we trust too much into technology to make things happen.
Chip, you son of a...
No.
Chip is always right.
No.
Chip, you son of a...
No.
Chip is always right.
Okay.
But
Little fun buttons.
Is it this one?
Aron is frickin' awesome.
I like that one. That's my favorite one.
Chip is always right.
That.
Aron is frickin' awesome.
Let's start the show. Welcome. We're glad to have you. My name is Chip.
My name is Aron.
I like to sew.
I like to knit and crochet.
And you like to watch.
You do. FiberHustle episode 19.
Is it 19?
It is 19. 2019. 19. Not the 19th episode of the year.
Like I thought.
Like you thought. It was like, we've done 19 episodes this year? We have not.
5, he says.
I think it's 5.
I mean, well, at any rate, we're very glad to have you. Welcome back. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. And welcome new viewers, because I know we have a lot of new viewers recently.
We do,
so
we do.
We appreciate all of you. We hit the 1,000 mark, and
we always said, well, what did you always said? What have you always said?
Chip, you son of a bitch.
No. We're like the band.
Yes, I feel like we're the Violent Femmes. We're like the most popular, unpopular band / podcast out there.
I mean, we're here for the giggles. So
You're here for the giggles, the good work.
And we have some makes. So it's Halloween coming up.
This is Halloween. It is.
I don't know about you, but not you. You at home. You on the bus. You on your mobile phone.
Does anybody actually watch us on the bus? I'm curious to know that. Because you watch podcasts on the bus, don't you?
Yeah.
Why did you say yeah?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you, I don't know what your favorite season is, but mine happens to be fall. I am my best self in the fall. I love the changing of the leaves, the changing of the weather. I'm actually, I have to be, after 10 years in, oh, great. Welcome to the stomach indigestion portion of the show. That came a little early.
I tried to do it in my mouth and it didn't work out.
Gross. And I'm the one who always gets in trouble for that stuff.
It scares me at a spell.
Chip is always right.
Stop. Okay, so falling. I guess there's different beers out there that are available.
This is not one of them. This is like the bottom of the barrel.
Autumn is a great time to renew. I don't like renewing in the spring. I like renewing in the fall. So, with that said, we had our back to school.
Back to school giveaway.
And you know what?
Drum roll, please. We have a winner.
Boom!
We do.
We have a winner we have 4 winners.
We have 4 winners.
Yeah. What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Instagram winners? Or do you want to start with YouTube winners?
Dealer's choice.
Let's start with Instagram winners. I think we had, I don't remember how we had, 20 some people. If you go to Instagram and put in the hashtag hustle back to school, you can see everyone's cute pictures. And we did a random number draw for those, and we have 2 winners.
Well, so thank you for playing if you did. And
yes.
Not everybody had access to their school age pictures. For some people lost them. Some people lost them to,
Fires and floods.
And it's I'm sorry, but everybody's welcome.
Yes. And again, the prize was Serial Knitters in Kirkland, Washington. We did if you go back a few episodes, you'll see a store visit with serial knitters. They were so kind enough to dye us some hanks of their dye house yarns. This is their own yarn. And they created one called FiberHustle, which I don't know if you want to put under here and see it. This is the FiberHustle one. And they created us one called Side Hustle, which is a gorgeous blue and gray. So no matter which one you get, it's going to be awesome for you. But our first winner from Instagram looks like it is AZ Quilter 92, Kathy. Woohoo! We are going to, you can contact us either through Instagram, because that's where you placed your picture, or if you want to email us, that's fiberhustle@gmail.com with your address. We'll get them out as soon as we can. I think you're in Arizona, because I think you actually texted me while I was in Arizona last week saying you're in my state.
What I love is that Kathy is somebody who actually tunes into
this been
tacky little show.
This tacky little pony and dog show.
But I'm glad Kathy won.
So, Kathy, you get the Dye House yarns from Serial Knitters in the FiberHustle colorway. And our next winner is Keefus81, which is Keith Foster. You are going to get the FiberHustle Side Hustle. So I don't know where you're located. Again, you can contact us through Instagram with your address, or you can email fiberhustle@gmail.com. We're very happy you won, because I think Keith has been with us for a while. So those are our Instagram winners.
So the K's have it.
Yes, the Kathys and Keiths have it. Let's see if it happens for you two.
So cheers.
Cheers.
I'm supposed to actually drink it.
No, it's not. This is going to be a great one. My body is bipolar today. It's kind of going through this. I want something cold, and I have tea in this one, and I want something hot. So
that's a hot toddy in your belly.
It is a hot toddy in my belly, and I keep on getting cold, so I put my shawl on, but whatever. YouTube winners. Do we want to read some of the YouTube highlights, or do you want to get to the winners?
Okay, so
you people, some of you people are bad.
I felt like a school teacher going through his like kind of preparing for parent-teacher night.
Yes.
Because we have some naughty children on our hands.
We have some viewers that
who have become fine citizens.
I would say you should be ashamed and embarrassed of some of these.
But okay, what I loved is there's kids at heart like me that love to talk and get in trouble for it.
Yes, I was class clown, so I got in good trouble. So I got away with a lot of stuff, just like work. I get away with a lot of stuff.
And there are a lot of what they say in the UK, according to Bolshoi 1959. People like to dodge school.
Yeah, a lot of
skipping school.
I can honestly say that I never skipped school a day in my life. I never even called off work unless I was like dying sick.
We would hide in the bushes out front. We actually left the house. We didn't just like.
That's shanking someone. You'd shake someone on the way out.
No, we wouldn't just open the door and make a noise. Bye. Okay, so there's the Dodgers. There's the. I love the people that are confronting their bullies.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a couple of those.
I would like to read one. We can't get through all of them, so if you want to read them all, but some of these are highlights. This is from, I won't even read the name because you can go through the description. This is someone I actually went to school with who I have not talked to in many years, but he started watching us, and I know everybody involved in this, and it's blowing my mind. In high school, my friend Meredith and I ran out to lunch during exam week to come back and work in the art room. The dean of attendance, Mr. asked us to pick him up a fish sandwich. He was a total jerk, as this person says. So we opened up his fish sandwich and licked the bun before giving it back to him.
That's terrible.
We never got caught, but always giggled a bit when passing him in the hall the rest of senior year.
That's the kind of stuff that, like, today, if you got... Today the kids would do the same thing, except they would put it on YouTube. They would do something and
True.
make it go viral, and then it would ruin their prospects to go to college.
Yes. This was just 3 years ago when I graduated. This was like over 20 years ago. So everybody involved is fine, but it just kind of blew my mind and made me
That's crazy.
giggle.
I didn't have the nerve to kind of do that stuff.
You always heard about those kids that like made brownies with X-Lax in them. I didn't know if that was like an urban rumor or myth
that's
or
a
whatever.
legend. Okay, so the way this all went down, for the Instagram winners, those were chosen.
You mean Kathy and Keith?
Yes, they got chosen randomly through a random number generator, and these we're handpicking our favorites. My favorite.
So this is a winner.
This is a winner coming up.
Okay, this is a winner.
Winner chicken dinner. I'm not going to say the name yet.
All right.
You're going to know who you are. My parents were very strict. No blue jeans. No makeup. They also signed me up for orchestra and violin lessons. For 6 years, I carried that violin case back and forth to school. No violin. Stashed my blue jeans and makeup. I had quit orchestra and neglected to pass this information along. No one ever found out. About 20 years after graduating from high school, I admitted what I had done, and my parents were not amused. I think they would have liked to ground me. However, I was married and had children of my own. Wow. So congratulations, Knits in Purple. I love that story.
Knits in Purple, you can reach out to us at FiberHustle@gmail.com with your information. This was open to everybody, so hopefully not everybody. I know Kathy lives in Arizona. Hopefully not everybody lives in like Australia where it's going to cost an arm and a leg. But we're happy that you won.
Yeah, so that was a really fun story. Thank you.
Well, I'll do the other winner. So, this person said, I was a comedian of sorts that could never keep her mouth shut. 6th grade, we had a semi-rough guy in class. Smoking was not allowed, but this dude smelled a smoke, and the teacher asked him where his smokes were.
What grade is this?
6th grade.
Oh my God.
But I think this ruffian might have been a few years ahead. He said he didn't have any. I yelled out, check his socks! Sorry if that's your voice. I don't know if that's your voice or
At
not.
6 years old.
Check your socks!
Check your socks.
Check your socks! I was cute, so I thought, but they were there, and the teacher took him by the collar and shoved him out the door. I will never forget the horrified look on the dude's face. I felt so bad for being a snitch. Snitches get stitches. But it made me chuckle because there was a guy named Bobo when I was a freshman. He was older, and he was in my freshman class, and he has the exact same situation. He just showed up and just sat back, and he smelled a smoke every day.
But the moral of the story is you should stand up to your bullies.
God, no.
You should do the right thing. And I'm sure it took courage.
I bet it did.
So congratulations.
Yeah, oh, that was Simply Marine Crafting. So I forgot to say the name.
Oh, I love her.
Yes, she's been with us forever as well. Even though she's a snitch, we're going to give her some yarn. So, sorry. So, Maureen, because it's the second one, gets the side hustle and Knits in Pearl.
Knits in Purple.
Knits in Purple will get the fiber hustle.
Love it. So thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thank you, Serial Knitters, again, for making that yarn. If you want the yarn, you can contact them. They have the recipe. They can redo it. I'm excited to get it out there. So curious to know what everybody makes with it, and we want to see it. So tag us and Serial Knitters if you do make something with it.
I think it was just fun. I like when people, this wouldn't have been so much fun if you guys hadn't participated. So thank you.
Yeah,
It
go
was a lot of
through and
fun.
read some of them. Some of them are, we've all been there. We've all done funny things or things we're not super impressed or happy with ourselves when we're older in school. Your eyes are gorgeous today.
Well, thank you.
We tried to do something clever. It didn't work
Chip
out.
is always right.
There it is. There it is. Well, what do you want to get into?
Okay, so I have works in progress. So if you want to share anything that you've made.
What I've made? Okay, so we are at You Made That. Let's start with, I don't have it with me because it's already been sent out.
What is it?
It is, so I only took a few pictures of it because it was a rush job. My friend Mindy is going through a little rough time right now. She has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and she posted on Facebook a couple weeks ago saying, hey, my hair's not falling out, but my hair's thinning. And I said, yeah, I need to make this girl a hat. So during the weekend, I whipped up a Jason's Cashmere hat. It is my third or fourth time making this hat. One, because it looks great once it's finished. It's cable knits, which looks great. It's a very simple and easy free pattern. While I'm speaking, I'm assuming there's going to be pictures going up. But I made it out of Malabrigo Rios yarn in the color of Azul. Which is Azules.
Isn't that blues?
It's blues and purples.
No, azul isn't that Spanish for blues?
I don't know Spanish. I was told that we'd not have to speak a different language during this podcast. I know a little bit of German, and that is it. But I guess that makes sense because it was blues and purples. It was gorgeous yarn. I looked up what kind of yarn you should make for cancer patients and stuff like that. And everybody was saying cotton. And I looked at some cotton yarns. I didn't really like them. And some friends I talked to said, I think this is going to be all right. It's not, Malabrigo Rios isn't rough against the skin. So I sent it to her anyways. And I sent a note saying, if it starts to get itchy or anything like that, we can talk about me making her another hat if the time does come that something happens like that.
Or she wants something else.
Yes, exactly. I can make her any kind of pattern. So yes, Jason's Cashmere hat and Malabrigo Rios. I have another finished object, which I don't have here either.
Okay, and if that's the case, then I made a fall wardrobe.
So we're going to show pictures of this as well while I speak to it. So my sister and I had...
I made jeans.
I ripped jeans. My sister and I went to...
I made 5 quilts.
I would like to see these. Do you have pictures of them at least?
No.
My sister and I had a brother-sister trip in Arizona. It was like one of my best times of my life. And I was going to make her a hat before we got there. But I put Mindy's hat priority. So I started knitting it a few days before we got on the plane. I did some knitting on the plane. Then when we got to the Grand Canyon, I said, hey, I'm trying to finish this hat for you. So I tried to take little breaks and kind of knit there. So I knitted actually in the canyon. And we finished it. I finished it the last day we were there when we were in Phoenix in about 97 degrees when we were doing a hike. So we did a little photo shoot in Phoenix when we were taking a hike. She was very nice enough to put it on her head. It was the Hatch hat. It's a Brooklyn tweed pattern. I have made it twice for myself, and this is my first one making for her. I made it in this Black Trillium Better Off Red yarn, which I think is going to blow out on here. But we'll also show some videos probably and some pictures of what it looked like on her. I love the Hatch hat pattern. It looks good on males, female, whatever you identify on. And I think it was like $5 or $7 for the pattern. And I was like, that's kind of, I don't know, for a hat pattern, I think it was 7 or 8. But I've made it like 3 times, so it was totally worth it.
So is that a go-to now?
It's kind of a go-to now. Basically, everything I'm showing right now, I've made before. So, kind of apologies, but I'm over it. Let's get on. The only thing we couldn't do is we didn't have scissors in the hotel. So she does.
You didn't have what?
Scissors. She does have a string hanging from it. So I told her when she gets home, just cut it off the string. I can't think for some reason. All right.
Have another hot toddy.
I have something to show now. So, I started this at the men's knitting retreat. Months ago, we showed a yarn on here that I bought called Sundew by Black Trillium because Serial Knitters was having a clearance on them because they were going to stop carrying Black Trillium yarn. So I bought a bunch of Black Trillium yarn, and this was called Sundew. My friend Robin, who watches the show and who I work with, said, oh, I love the color of that Sundew. I'm really hoping it's this one, Robin, because I swear this is what you said, that she loved the color of it. And I go, oh, that's nice. I go, what would you ever want out of it? She goes, dotted rays. I was like, well, I'm kind of a dotted rays master now. So, Robin, surprise to you, I started this at the retreat, finished a couple of weeks ago. I made you a dotted rays out of this.
I really like this color.
Yeah. So this is actually sundew, and also I add a little bit of sugar flour in it, because sugar flour had some more yellows in it than the sundew, just to kind of change it up a little bit. I don't know if you're going to be able... Could you hold this side, my love, please?
Mm-hmm. Which side?
Look at this. This way. So if you notice, I started the sundew here, then about, I don't know if you can see it in here, about right here is when I started adding in the sugar flowers to kind of give it a yellow. Then I went back and forth on it. But I'm very happy with it, very satisfied. Hopefully Robin will love it. She is the kind of girl that can pretty much rock anything. So I think she'll be very happy, and I plan on giving it to her. I think she works Monday. So
It's kind of mossy.
I'm gonna yeah, but when it's on...
No. I'm not saying that a bad.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's kind of mossy.
It is kind of mossy. She is a very petite person, so this is going to be much bigger on hers. And Robin, hope you're ready for a photo shoot, because you know I got to post this to Instagram. Yay! So that is everything that I have made, and I was been working on this so long, the fingering weight, that when I made those hats for my sister and Mindy, they are basically DK worsted. I forgot how fast knitting is when you work with a much bigger yarn, because those only took a few days, and this one took like a month or so, because I was going back and forth on projects. So yeah, I'm excited to give this to her. Again, Dotted Rays by Stephen West. This is probably the third or fourth one I've made.
Looks very nice. You did a good job.
And I am excited to give it to her.
Nice.
That sounded bad. Okay, yeah. So that's... Chip, what have you made? You made that?
No, so me and Bernina B780 had a little thing this past week. I have this habit of tightening too much. So I wound up, I was replacing the needle on my, replacing the needle, and I over-tightened the screw, and it broke off, and then the pin of the needle, or I'm sorry, the pin of the screw is lodged in there. So I took her back and had to get...
I was there when it happened. There was a few choice words you had.
Oh, I was fit to be tied. So, I'm in mid-progress for Halloween. I was hoping to have everything finished, but... gosh, I think it was in spring? Yeah, I think it was in spring. I went to Macy's and they had like huge 28 by 28 Euro pillows. And of course I needed 6.
These are huge pillows too. I'm like, these all don't fit on the couch.
But they are awesome pillows and they were an awesome price. But I finally, ladies and gentlemen, I have finally started working on some pillow covers for them.
Because they've been just chilling out there. I'm like, you need pillow covers.
So while you were
These
on
are
your
the
little...
cutest things ever.
While Aron was on his little bro-sister vacay, I was on fire for Halloween. So the first one...
Do you want me to do anything?
You can hold,
okay,
is Scarecrow. And so this was my first foray into applique piecing, and I'm telling you, it was so much fun. Like, once I really got going, I just couldn't stop. So, I mean, like, everything that I made was from my stash. So he got his little hat, burlap, and then a different color burlap for the face. And then I used AccuQuilt to make my perfect circles, and he's got his little eyes. I'm telling you, we're going to set this down.
He's perfect. I mean, he wouldn't tell me everything he made. He's like, oh, I'm can't show you now. And he goes, when you come home, he thought I was going to get home before he did. He goes, don't go downstairs and look.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Because
I saw he showed them to me. I was like, wow, these are really awesome.
They were so much fun to make. He's going to get 3 different buttons.
This could be upside down.
Oh, let's put it the other way. So I have a little bit of more work to do. And he's going to get 3 buttons. And then I'm going to stitch a mouth. And I'm not sure what kind of mouth, what to make, whether it's going to be like a zigzag stitch or whatever. But that's the only thing I have left to do on this guy. But I had this really fun madras, which you hate this fabric. You said you didn't like it.
I'm not a huge fan of madras.
I love madras.
But you have like a pink and something else madras, which...
Yes. And so like I had a couple of yards of this, and it was like the perfect thing to put behind little Scarecrow. And what was interesting...
Do you see his nose? How it looks like a candy corn?
Uh-huh. I did that. I
made this.
And what I love, so I took it in steps. So the kind of tools that I was using was I experimented with a regular mechanical pencil, and I grab a sheet of paper, just any old sheet of paper, and then I just sketch out what I'm going to do on the sheet of paper. Then once I'm satisfied with my design, then I grab Heat and Bond, and this is Heat and Bond Light, which just comes out on a roll. This happens to be a 5-yard roll, but they come in different sizes, different size sheets. And so there's more of a paper side, and then there's a tacky side that put the tacky side down against what you're tracing. And this is what I learned, is that I have a thicker mechanical pencil that does a much darker line, and it's actually thicker, which worked to my benefit. Then when I do the sketch, you can even see, okay, make sure I'm in good lighting, or you could use a light box, but just trace it on the paper side. Then I would take it to some fabric and then put the sticky side down and then just iron it. And you do use steam. And then you have your traced on the steam-a-seam. Deal-a-meal. No, Heat and Bond. And then you just cut it out. Now, there's a couple of tools that I used. And this was all, this was my first time ever doing it, and it was a learning curve. So I found that rotary is really good. This one, I think, is a 45 degree. And so you're just going along and just cut out your shape. I have my other one from AccuQuilt. Then for things that weren't as easy to cut around, you just with a rotary, then I just used hand scissors. And then for the really fine, you use a small applique cutter. Scissors. I can't talk today. But though, and I actually had one more rotary, and this one is a 14 millimeter. So just to give you a comparison side by side, this guy is a 45. This one is 14. For anybody at home who would say, oh, that's really great to get into the fine cuts, I would say use this with caution, because as you're cutting, if you tighten it too much, which I like to over tighten things, the blade doesn't move. But if you have it off, like loosened just a little bit, then the whole screw comes off. I was constantly having to screw it. or tighten it. So I ended up putting this to the side, and then I just really used my applique scissors or the rotary, and it worked out just fine. So the tip for you guys would be use a mechanical pencil, or if depending on what you're sketching out, I find using a pencil was much better than using like a Sharpie. A Sharpie is good because it'll show through, but you can't take back your mistakes. So like I was constantly using an eraser and, finessing my design. But if you haven't ever explored it, or if it's been a while since you've appliqued, it's a freeing process. You really just like, oh, what else can I put on there?
And he went into a stash. He didn't have to buy anything.
I did not buy anything. And it started out that I was making blocks, and I was like, oh, I want to make something for the fall. And this was really pretty, and I made, this is the Hunter's Star, and then I made 4 different variations, like just depending on how I turned each of the 4 blocks within this block, it made a different design. And I actually robbed, because these were just I was just playing and sewing. I robbed one of them and actually cut it out for the bottom.
Oh.
So I made them kind of like corn. Corn?
I don't remember eating no corn.
And then just appliqued those. So that was the scarecrow. And then I made...
Make sure that this way once you put them down.
Yep. Then I made a magical witch hat. I can't talk today.
A witch hat.
A witch hat.
Usually I'm the one that's mumbling.
And this one was really fun because I took some more metallic fabric, and I was like, when I made the witch's hat, I was like, it's fun, but it needs something. And that's when I was just digging, and I was like, oh, stars, make it magical. So that was
magical.
And I put that on some jersey knit. So each one of the backgrounds is different. Then, this was actually the first one that I made.
He's so cute. Frankenstein.
And I was so nervous about his hair. So I worked probably the most on the hair.
Perfect.
And I was like, the last touch was the flower. And I was like, oh, I remember in the movie, he met the little girl and she gave him a flower. All right. And then the second one I made, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I made a mummy.
This has a lot of pins in it still.
Yeah. So this one is all ripped. And I'm going to sew it all down so that none of this is just draping. But nice little mummy with some spooky eyes.
I don't want to ruin it.
Or get yourself pinned. Oh, it's showing up better on the other camera. Yeah, very, very cute. Then we have the Funhouse kitty.
The anti-Shamus.
This one's very
This is the stripes are the perfect with the cat.
Yeah, this is a canvas. It's like a denim canvasy, and then on this one I took some of that cosplay foam on the back, and just to give it some loft and give it more of that trapunto look. So I went ahead and sewed. It's gonna say something.
Chip is always right.
Well, the truth can't hurt. But so now I'm going to go back, and this one I did want to have some foam backing just to give it some more depth when I go and outline the eyes and the mouth. This one doesn't need a lot. I'm just going to go around and just give it more edge stitching.
This is the one that broke the machine.
It didn't break the machine.
This is the one that you had.
So I have my...
It happened when the machine...
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Oh. We have a winner.
Okay.
Honey, what kind of winner? There's nothing left. We have nothing left
It's
to
hitting
give.
our little things.
Our buttons. All right, and then the last... I'm going to go back to 2 of the other ones that I made. So same Hunter Star, but just a different configuration as this one. Oh, I showed you the back. And then there was this one that turned out more like a pineapple, which was fun. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some black and maybe some green. But I'm probably going to do these 2, not this one. I'm going to take some green kind of picnic fabric and I'm going to make little individual placemats. So I'll give a little border, kind of like a country fall kind of look, and I'll do 2 of them. One for you, one for me.
Thank you.
Cute, 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 cute.
Very cute.
Then there is, you know, you got to have a pumpkin, carved pumpkin.
Oh, that's not right. There we go. No, that's not right. There we go.
There we go. And I put a bird on
You
it.
put a bird on it. You put a bird on anything, it makes it look cooler.
Yeah, so this would be our pillow for the pumpkin cutout FiberHustle.
When's this happening? Because Halloween's almost over.
Well,
And
you
you
know what?
don't
We're going to
have
have these forever.
You don't have a machine. Okay, true. They're going to be forever.
Yeah, so, which I think is fun. And this, you can see in, his little feet, that, these are little things to cut out. And so that's when those little scissors came in handy. But, wait, there's more.
Something from Amazon or Chipazon?
Yes,
I
did you
hope
see
so. No. I see things all the time, so I don't know which one you're referring to. Oh, I didn't see that. It's Elvira.
It's Elvira.
Because our favorite Halloween movie, or one of our favorite movies together anyway, is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark movie that they show every September and October.
We love Elvira.
Look at it. I didn't see that. Or maybe I just thought it was something we already had.
No.
When did she come? Today or yesterday or what?
Like a week ago.
Nice.
So, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Happy October. Rocktober.
No, so she has been on our little wish list. So we do the you know what they should make? They should make Letterkenny Pop Cat.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so awesome.
Or what are these called? Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. Letterkenny is a show in Canada that is on Hulu now, which makes us chuckle. It's original, but it kind of reminds you of a Canadian version of It's Always Sunny.
Or Schitt's Creek.
That'd be funny too. They would only probably just make David would probably be with the black and white sweaters all the time.
Oh my god.
I would take Patrick's.
And Moira with her
Oh
wigs.
my gosh, that'd be so. It'd be cool if they can interchange the wigs.
Yeah, so
Good job. This
that's
is amazing.
So I'll be so I'm supposed to get my machine back from the sitters, or from the vet, October 30th. So it's I would have one day to whip this stuff back together. And so this one, the pumpkin, this one I want to quilt. I think would be fun, just in in a diagonal. I don't know, something fun. I don't know.
I don't want to get specifics.
Yeah. So that's what I got. That's what I've been working on. Aron, what are you working on?
I am. What are you making?
What are you making?
I have several. Let me just get these bags are full. Well, let me start with something that I started a few months ago that I was making Chip the most gorgeous. I haven't showed this yet. Gorgeous blanket. And for some reason, he says that he does not want it.
I don't remember which one this is. Oh.
So, I went in when I was cleaning a couple months ago, and started...
Drum roll, please.
Stop that.
We have a winner.
No, it's not a winner.
Chip is always right.
There you go.
No. So I was making...
Chip, you son of a...
I was going through my scraps and I found all my chunky yarn. So I started to crochet this very interesting blanket. And I said, hey, let me put it down here. I think I'm going to make you something for Christmas. And he goes, no, thank you. I don't want it. And I was like, how ungrateful are you?
Chip is always right.
But it's a scrap blanket I'm just kind of working on. And since I know he doesn't really care for it, that's why I'm continuing
No, I hate it.
to make it. But it's a gift.
I like the orange.
That's all you like on it? But I'm out of
Yes.
I'm out of chunky yarn anyways. And I thought, you know what? It's maybe the size of a child's blanket, so maybe I'll donate it. But then it has a lot of it has a lot
Unfortunate children should not be.
it has a lot of crystals. And
They're
stuff
gonna
in
look
it.
like some kind of wayward gypsy.
I love it. But some people in this household are ungrateful. So Seamus might like it then as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I'm making this scrap blanket whenever I have some stuff. But whatever. I guess I'll just put it away now. You don't deserve to look at it. Okay. I have decided that, because I casted on my first pair of socks at the retreat.
Redeem yourself.
I'm deciding I don't think I like making socks.
What?
So I don't know if I want to continue or not. It's not. If something is not bringing you joy, do you continue with it or do you rip it out and save it for another project? When we saw it last, we were probably about here. And I added a few more inches to it. And I'm going through the motions, but...
Could I have one pair of socks, please? Not these?
You don't like this color?
I'm only ever going to get one.
So I used black trilliums. There's nothing wrong with the yarn, before I go ahead. There's nothing wrong with the yarn. So it's black trilliums pearl color, which is knitted up pretty nice. But I'm just not getting joy out of knitting these socks. I forget the pattern. I'll put it down here below on my side. It was some latte thing. And again, nothing wrong with the pattern. I just don't think I like knitting socks. So do you guys at home start a project and go, this isn't just making me happy. This was through a text message. I go, I think I'm going to stop making these socks. And he goes, you're lazy. I said, it's not laziness. It's just not bringing me joy. So why continue? So these have been in my bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I know tons of people love.
Could you at least just? Well, okay. So I hear what you're saying. It's not bringing you joy. Do you just abandon ship?
Or do I rip it out and make it into something else? I do like these needles though. They are, I think, the Chow Goos, but they're square. And I don't have any problems with these needles. So the square ones they made, I got them on clearance, and they seem to be working out. And I'm doing magic loop, and everything's fine. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't bring me as much excitement when I knit a sweater or when I knit like a shawl or something like that.
Speaking of clearance, we are losing yet another
fabric
store down the road. So we've already lost one in the last year.
Well, Chip, answer me this. When someone like yourself orders from Chipazon all the time and doesn't really venture out and buy fabric from stores...
No.
Are you part of the problem?
No. So I order it from like Etsy, which a lot of those... and the ones that I've been shopping through, they have their own store. So...
All right, so I am also making, this is called Paris Toujours. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Toujours.
Paris Toujours. It's a shawl by Isabelle Kramer. And I was kind of going through Ravelry a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this. And I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. You probably can't see it in the camera. No, you can't. But there's some people wearing it. It's really too bright. But I kind of liked it. It looked kind of hip, so I was like, I'm going to make this. Then I was at a trunk show for Mrs. Crosby and also Lorna's Laces. They're kind of under the same umbrella. And I saw this yarn, and I had to have it. It's simply just delicious. It's Mrs. Crosby Loves to Play. It's Carpet Bag. It is 80%...
What'd you call me?
Carpet Bag. The old bag. 80% superwash merino wool and 20% silk. And the color of submarine. It's like a bluish, and it feels soft. Feel how soft that is.
Oh, my.
So it's kind of flying off the needles. I'm going to be done pretty soon.
This is like a slate denim.
Yeah. And it's a paid-for pattern, so I can't tell you much about it. But so far, it's looking pretty baller. I did screw up a little bit here, but
that's really pretty.
Hopefully it's going to block out, and I think it's going to be pretty cool to wear.
I really like it.
I'm almost finished, actually. And I'm using my Zing needles. I think they're 5 millimeters, 5 millimeters US 8. And you don't really have to think too much about it, and it is just kind of flying off the needles. I bought 4 of these.
Here, before I take it apart.
I know. It was supposed to be, I think it called for 750 yards. And I feel like I'm almost finished, and this is my second ball right here. So I'm like, so maybe I'll make her hat or something. But I don't know how much hats will hold up with silk. It does have a little bit of halo to it, which
very
normally
light.
I'm not all about, but it's a very light halo, so we're going to try to make it work. It's going to make, I think it's going to, everybody that was there said, oh, do this because it pops in your eyes. Had to agree, of course. So, had to agree, of course.
Oh my God, this fabric goes with my eyes.
It does.
I have to have it.
Everybody's like, Yes, so, and then I have one more thing. The last time I showed this sveta is the Cobblestone Sweater by Brooklyn Tweed. I am making it out of Knit Picks. And Knit Picks, it's the Wool of the Andes Superwash in the colorway of... I totally remember it, but it's not here right now. Oh, Mineral Heather. It's right there on the label. Which I'm loving the color. I am going to have to rip back all the way from where I joined. Because if you notice... So when I was knitting on this at Knit Day, there's a new Mr. Knitters on Sundays at the Fiber Gallery in, I think it's Wallingford. There's like from 12 to 2, there's some gentlemen that get together and knit. I was knitting, I think this is what happened. You know how you have your tools, you're so used to your tools, you know left to right, you can grab them, you can pick them up. You don't really look at them because you know that they're always going to be there and work. When I was knitting this one part comes to knit 2.5 inches, then do something, yada, yada, yada. I had my ruler with me, and I even told the guys, I go, God, 2.5 inches is a lot bigger than I remember it being. So there was a couple laughs. And for some reason, the whole time I'm like, God, 2.5 inches it's pretty big. Not big, but it was just...
In what context?
I just remember, I was just like, I'm not there yet. Because it said knit to 2 inches. We talked about it. Then I got home, and I realized I left my regular ruler that I always use here.
That's a tape measure.
Tape measure. And grabbed a different one. And look at this. So here's the one I always use. It starts right here, then goes to 1 inch and 2 inch. The one I grabbed and didn't really even pay attention to, there's an extra 1/2 inch on it before it starts at the 1 inch. So I totally knit more than I had to.
So you did 3 inches.
Oh, and I just broke it. Great. It's a stupid one anyways. So I knit about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches. So I came back, I ripped it back, and then when I ripped back and started again, somehow I got crazy off track. I don't know how to set this.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's where the original line started, and then it kind of jogs and does this. So I can either kind of go back and redo this whole section, drop stitch,
why don't you
stitch
steek
and do it. This is the back. Don't be ridiculous. I can either drop stitches and pick them all up and redo it again, or I can just undo it. one thing, this doesn't fit me pretty much at all. So it's going to be eventually Chip's. And there are a few blemishes in here that I know Chip will not be satisfied with. And I want him to look like, obviously, $1,000,000 when he is wearing it. And also, I don't know if I can show you this, but I forget where it is. Of course, I'm going to talk about something that is going to prove me wrong. Oh, they suggest a wrap and turn for the short rows. And this wrap and turn, I don't know if you can see it, is leaving major holes in it. So there's one right here, here, here. So there's 4 wrap and turns on each side that's kind of leaving major holes in it that I'm just not satisfied with. So if I rip it back, I'll try to find something else to do besides like a wrap and turn that doesn't leave holes. One of the girls at Fiber Gallery showed me a YouTube page that she learned some things on that wouldn't leave a hole. I don't have it in front of me. I feel like I forgot I was going to talk about this. But yeah, I'm just not satisfied with it, and there's a few blemishes here and there. And I know, again, I don't want you walking out the door with something. Would you wear this? Do you like the color? Or are you not
I like the color. So what you're saying is you want it to be handmade, not homemade.
What's the difference? I want you to walk in somewhere and somebody go, "Oh, that's a nice sweater." Not, "Oh, did Aron knit you a sweater?" Well, maybe I do. I don't know.
So, in other words, with this, that's more homemade versus this is handmade.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the line's going to go up all the way anyways because you got to go back and forth for the wrap and turns. But, yeah, I'm going to rip it back. I don't know. What do you suggest? Rip it back or just kind of go drop stitch and pick up? If it was
Well, what about the holes?
If it was at the stockinette, it'd be so much. The holes, I already thought I would just put in some yarn and kind of weave in ends, and you wouldn't be able to see it. I'm assuming that's what I could do.
Well, it sounds like you got a challenge.
In theory, that's what I can do. But, I mean, I'm really super close to finishing it, so it kind of breaks my heart to rip it all back. But I guess if I want to do it right, then I should probably rip it all back, which is going to make me discouraged because I really want to start that Mountain Mist sweater. But then I don't want to leave this in a pile in a dark closet for like 3 years. Maybe I'll be buffed by then. I don't know. I can wear it. But yes, this is what is happening with my life in this sweater right now, which I'm still excited about knitting it. So it's not like the pattern is dull or boring. It's just I screwed up a few times. I don't know how I did not see this for like weeks. And that's when I saw this. This is when I started the Paris Toujours shawl. I'm like, I can't even push it to the side. I can't. And I started something else. So
I cannot.
I cannot with you.
So it's complicated.
It is complicated. One thing else I wanted to mention, when I went to the Mrs. Crosby's trunk show, I also won a raffle of Larna's Laces birthday yarn.
That looks like cake.
Sorry, yeah, it's birthday cake yarn. And that's why it looks like cake, because it is cake. It is called Soulmate. It's their Soulmate, I think, base. It's 55% superwash merino wool, 15% nylon, and 30% Outlast viscose. Approximately 425 yards. It feels super squishy. And that was very nice of Larna's Laces to, they didn't pick me because I'm me. But I won a raffle.
Nice.
So, yeah. And that's, I think, all I have to show.
Do you have any had-to-haves it?
I do not, because this is all I've bought recently.
Is it?
What have I bought?
A sweater quantity of something.
Oh, since the place down the street is going out of business this morning, I ran over and I bought a sweater quantities of Cascade 220 Superwash just to have it on reserved, because everything is 30% off. It is Pacific Fabrics in Bellevue. Everything's 30% off, and I think they're supposed to close at the end of December?
You said December or January. I haven't been in.
January. Which, again, another place
And another one bites the dust.
But yeah, I bought a sweater colony. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's kind of a mineral green.
So I had to have a couple of habits.
What?
Well, you saw these.
Okay.
So when I was in my rush to start some inspiration and get like Halloween going, so I have a pattern by Kimberbell, and it's a what do they call it? A bench pillow, and it's got all kinds of different more appliques that I can try. And the funny thing is, now that I know what I'm doing with applique, I don't know that I necessarily needed this.
Oh, really?
Because it won't hurt to show. It was kind of like, I have a printer at home. Literally, I feel like I'm a child getting a coloring book.
Oh, yeah. That's
Like it's
you could have bought that at like Safeway.
No, I could have just downloaded this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you're looking at a pattern...
But why does this look all nice and...
Because they
like when you open this up, it doesn't look like what's in there.
Well, because they do. So there's a pumpkin. There's the letters for Boo. And then there's a smaller pumpkin. And then they have the October 31st. And of course, it's backwards because you're going to be placing it down on fabric. And the kitty cat. Then, if you wanted to spend more money, which I didn't, I could have. They also have an embroidery that goes with this, and that's like another like $25. I'm like, yeah, no.
Okay. Oh
yeah,
my
no.
gosh. Yeah.
Then, this is one of the very few dedicated Halloween pattern books available online. And I would equate this, it's by Ryle Nason. To me, it's kind of like, it's no more exciting. I'm just telling you my honest opinion. It's no more exciting than what you would find in like a Marie Claire's fall edition for like, or like some kind of home decor Martha Stewart magazine.
Yeah.
And what's really crazy is that they give you approximate cutting sizes. So it's really all like choose your own adventure.
I love those. But not what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like impromptu quilting or impromptu piecing. So that, I mean, like, I am kind of like, I like to follow the rules. But at the same time, I like what I have achieved in the applique, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the best, this is my favorite, is Anita Goodesign. She has thousands of different applique.
Is that a real name? Anita Goodesign?
It's a company.
Okay. It sounds like a drag name.
It could be. But they have thousands of embroidery files, and this was their Halloween one, and it's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19? 20. There's 20 different designs.
Is the black one a secret one?
I don't know what that is. But there's all kinds of little bags that you can make, and each one of those, I really like it because it all looks hand done. It's not all like perfect.
Yeah.
And this was cheap. I think it was like $15.
Nice.
So if I had to do it again, this is the only thing I would have bought.
You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. So my idea is steal like an artist, credit where you should. So if you're like, no, seriously, there's a design book for UX design, and it's the whole premise is that you should steal like an artist. Somebody else has already done all the artwork out there, and if they're sharing it, just give them credit.
Okay.
You don't have to necessarily reinvent the wheel or break the bank. So, yeah. That's all I got. That's all my head of habits.
Nice.
I love Elvira.
So do I.
We're going to watch this tonight.
I would... Is that thunder?
No.
Okay. Yes, I am all set to watch it. I hope you have something good to eat. I'm starving, actually.
I made dinner once this week.
He did. That was at the top of my show notes. Chip made dinner, y'all. But I didn't get to share it because we went right out in the gate into the giveaway.
Yeah. So, I think
it.
that's all we got. So, congratulations to our winners. Thank you for, again, spending some time with us.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Hopefully, we've inspired you to get out there and make.
Oh, and if you're at Rhinebeck, you're not watching this, but next year...
Oh, my God.
Next year, hopefully our
Lucky you.
Instagram is blowing up with the Rhinebeck.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, but what do we got coming up?
We're going to Fiber Fusion tomorrow, which by the time you've seen this, it might have been come and gone. So Fiber Fusion in Monroe, Washington.
And we went with the girls last year.
We did. We went with the Mean Girls last year. And this year we're going with
And
us, and I think we're meeting up with a lot of my men's knitting gentlemen. Gentlemen I use loosely.
Well, that'll be fun.
It will be
for
fun.
me.
Oh. Ben might be there. You guys can talk nerd stuff like sewing and unimportant things, while the rest of us look at
I'm
good stuff.
sure it'll be a ball.
It'll just be off the chain. We'll vlog it, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so thank you very much again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Yes, we'll see you, let's say November. We're going to do something. Even if it's 5 minutes just to say hello.
Oh my God, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.